I don't know, I don't think I'll ever grow out of that mentality of knowing if I crash, it can dislocate again. But there was a point where I was normal and it dislocated. So that can totally happen again if I'm not careful with it. Alright, my name is George Plesu. Even though I was born in Romania, I say I'm from here just because I basically lived in Portclo my whole life. And I'm 17 years old. First day of summer break, just finished grade 9, and I was just so pumped to like start off summer, you know, like I just wanted to do like crazy jumps, crazy drops. I just wanted to like absolutely kill it on the bike, and I just took that sentiment a bit like way too far. Ended up doing this 15-foot step down first time, hit a tree, but I was good, you know. I thought I could do it again, you know. Hit a tree, didn't hurt that bad. What was the worst that could happen? Second time, hit the ground, dislocated my shoulder, couldn't put it back in, so we had to call 911, put me on a laughing gas.
Whoa, all the pain's gone.
Still couldn't put it back in. They had to take me in an ambulance into the ER, and I had surgery. I'm not even gonna lie, I was like, I felt a bit depressed in a way, because I just felt so bad for my mom. It was a pretty bad period of my life. Like, it was so restricted. That's the word I'll describe it as.
What was it like being in the hospital overnight?
I didn't really think about the fact that I was literally gonna have 3 like screws drilled into my shoulder. Like, it just, I couldn't process it. So we get into the clinic, and I didn't really realize just like how much trust I need on these human beings. The person who was in charge of the drugs they gave me messed up on how much drugs he gave me. So his job was also to put this tube down my throat so that my airway would open up and I could breathe. And he somehow did it too aggressively and like thrashed my throat. So I started internally bleeding into my lungs. So the doctor had to like give me this like crazy tube machine and see how well I could breathe in it. And I had to breathe in it every hour of the day for a week. And it like helped my lungs somehow like get the blood out. So like that, and the fact that I had a shoulder surgery, just such a weird time in my life. It was such a crazy experience that like, honestly, it was so painful and I was so tired, but like thinking back, it was an interesting time. Honestly, as weird as it sounds, like bouncing back and recovering was kind of a fun process in my life, just because I enjoyed so many little things in my life. For example, we just like go to IKEA or something. That would be like the best day of the week for me. Or like just, I'd walk at Rocky Point a lot with my parents. Like, we'd get tacos at like a food truck. That was just like so fun for me because there was nothing else I could do. So just really nice enjoying those little things, you know? 9 months after the surgery, I got the approval to bike again. It was also around when the ski season started, so I actually that's when I really started doing my sports again. Skiing, they told me I could only do green and blue runs. I didn't listen to them very much. And honestly, I'm really lucky that nothing bad happened to me, because I had a few bad crashes that season, and every time I kept thinking, oh my god, my shoulder. But it was fine, like each time. So that just proves the surgery worked. Mountain biking, on a different note,
would you say that it took you longer to get back on the bike because that's where you hurt yourself in the first place?
I think that's totally it, honestly. Just because, like, you know, I never thought of it that way, but you're right. Like, just being on that bike in the woods reminded me so much of that crash, and the fact that pretty much any crash can, like, make you really hurt if you're not careful. So I just had that mentality, like, for so long after my surgery. It was just so hard to get back into biking.
We'll bring up cross country and running, because obviously you've been out for a while. You weren't probably in the most fit stage of your life. You hadn't been doing anything. So how did running help?
Like 2 months before my surgery, I joined this track club called the Cheetahs. mainly because I was like so vulnerable to shoulder dislocations. I just wanted to do something. But I never thought like it would be a long-term thing. I kind of just did it for fun. Like that was my mentality. I'm like, you know what? I'm just doing this because I can run in 3 months, but I can't bike in like 9 months to a year. So I'm just gonna run to like waste my time. But I started actually getting into it, and I'm still doing it today.
Second is underway. George is closing on the lead pack.
Perfect. 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 Perfect.
Alright, so to elaborate more on that, even today, I'm still into running. Like, I hate saying this, but in a way, I've kind of converted from a mountain biker into a runner. Like, obviously, I still mountain bike, but I take school really seriously. So it's so hard for me to get out on the bike often, but I can't really do that anymore. I'm so busy. So running is just so much more convenient. And I also, in a way, I feel better after, because I'm not always constantly worrying about getting injured. And I know it's something I can do forever, too. Of course I'm gonna mountain bike forever. But, you know.
I guess that's the final question then. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Of course! Like, how can it not? It's such a good combination between, like, sweet and salty. Like, okay, I've had this conversation with so many people. It's the best pizza flavor. Like,